So welcome to Monday Night Live Q&A. We are talking tonight all about it's going to break down to four different reasons why real estate agents are literally failing out of the business every single day. And I am fortunate enough to have coached hundreds and hundreds of agents. I led a brokerage for 2.5 years. I've trained many real estate agents. And so what I've done for you guys tonight is I've compiled all of the reasons on why after, probably hundreds, maybe thousands of calls with real estate agents, coaching calls, advice, meetings, seminars. And I've compiled all of this information into four main categories as to why real estate agents are failing. What's up, Rob? Hope you're doing well, man. Rob St. John is killing it with for sale by owners. So nice work there, brother. So before I jump into those four things and before we get some dialogue and some discussion going on, quick little fun, exciting update. So many of you know that I have built my career off for sale by owners, and a week from tonight, so April 2nd, and I'm going to make an invite in this group. April 2nd, I am doing my first live YouTube event. And that event is going to be me walking you through step by step my entire for sale by owner strategy, walking you through that entire process on how and exactly what I've done in my career, in my business, to help me list and sell roughly 50 for sale by owners every single year. So mark it on your calendars. Next Monday, a week from today, this same time, I'm going to be going live in this page and then live on YouTube, broadcasting all throughout North America, talking to people that need to hear the message as to why they should be focusing on for sale by owners, and really from a strategic level, what they need to be doing. So in this post, or in tonight's post, you can see a link. That link is going to allow you to get notified when I actually go live with that event. There's going to be hundreds, maybe thousands of real estate agents watching, so I'd love your support. A week from tonight, Monday, April 2nd, live YouTube event, walking people through my for sale by owner strategy, answering questions. We might be doing some live role plays. So make sure that you guys hit that link in this post right now. Subscribe. You can hit, there's a little bell that you can get notified of that live event. All right, so let's jump into tonight's topic. So here's, again, just to kind of set the stage, I've compiled a ton of information and broke it down into four main categories on what you can avoid and how you can avoid failure in this business. So number one reason why I'm seeing real estate agents fail out of the business and have to go back to their corporate world is they leave their corporate world where they have a W-2 income accountability. They're on a W-2, they have a fixed income, and there's accountability. They come to real estate wanting the opposite of that. They come to real estate saying, you know what? I want that freedom. I want that flexibility. And that is the exact thing, the number one thing that I see why real estate agents are failing, because they go on a 1099. I always say there's four numbers ruining real estate agents. And it's being a 1099 independent contractor. And the problem with that, as most of you probably are aware, is we believe, and it's true to an extent, that we can do whatever the hell we want to do with no consequences. Well, that's where I disagree. I think the consequences, I think you get a lot of consequences, and the consequences is your family and failing out of the business and having to go back and talk to your friends and family members about why you didn't make it in real estate and having to go back and get a job and going back in the corporate world. So my recommendation around the number one thing that's causing real estate agents to fail, which is, again, being a 1099 independent contractor with zero accountability and acting like the wild, wild west, is treat this business like you had a job. I'm telling you, this business is so simple, and you can make a ton of money. And that's why you got into this business. But you do have to treat it like a job. I mean, you're not going to, I think the problem is people want to get into this business. They think it's so sexy before they get into it. They get into it and quickly find out how hard it is. But it's a very simple business. It's just not easy. And so you've got to treat it like a job. You've got to have hours. You've got to have a business plan. You have to have a business strategy and a business plan for every week, every month, every year, and you've got to follow that business plan. So if you guys agree with me, give me a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are on reason number one, being an independent contractor, and maybe what you've done for yourself to make sure that you don't fall into complacency. Here's what I see a lot of the time. People who have come from corporate jobs, who have high levels of accountability, high levels of standards, they get into real estate and they go kind of crazy, to be honest with you. They don't know how to act when they don't have anybody holding them accountable, saying you've got to be to work by this time or you're fired. And when people have that complete autonomy and that complete freedom, a lot of people don't react very well to that, believe it or not. Most people left to our own devices fail most of the time. I'm going to say that again. Most people, most of the time, left to our own devices fail. We need accountability. We need an atmosphere where we can breed a little bit of competition. It's in our human biological need, regardless of what you believe. It's a biological issue, believe it or not. So hold on, let me just update this. I think it's important that you understand that is what you're up against every day. Because if you don't get up and you don't go to work tomorrow morning, no one's going to say a word. No one's going to say anything to you. So let me see. Rob's got a question. If you worked for you, how you work today, would you fire you? Yeah, that's a great saying. I love what Rob says. Think about that. Rob has a great point. Rob says, if you were the CEO of your organization, which you are, and you were the only employee, or you were an employee of that company, and based on your work ethic and your habits and your outcomes and your results, would you pay somebody $150,000 or a $250,000 salary for the work that you're putting in? Or would you say, hell no? Not only would I not pay them a $250,000 salary, I would fire that person. So Rob, that's a great point. Thanks for bringing that up. Here's another way to look at it. And Jason White says you have to have a big why. You're absolutely right, Jason. I totally agree. You have to have a big why. Another way to look at it is, imagine a world where you leave your corporate job. Let's just say for a second you've got a $150,000 income job that provides a lifestyle for you. Maybe you've got a spouse at home that doesn't work, and your children. Let's just pretend that for just a second. Let's say you quit that corporate job and you go into real estate, where now you're your own boss. You've got all the freedom, all the flexibility. You do whatever you want. No one says a word. What would happen if you actually invited your spouse and your children to shadow you every day, Monday through Friday, on the weekends? Would they be proud of what they saw, or would you be embarrassed? Would you have something to hide? Think about that every single day. So number one thing I'm seeing again is the fact that we are 1099 independent contractors. We need some accountability. So how can you get that accountability? You can partner up with agents that are in your firm. That's probably the easiest way to do it. I like the accountability method of money. Here's a great idea for all of you watching. Let's say that you're going to partner up. Rob, are you still out there? If you are, give me a thumbs up. But Rob, let's pretend for a second you and I are in the same company. And you and I share each other's goals. And not only those goals, what do we need to do on a daily basis to accomplish those goals? Because we're working the numbers backwards. One of the things I recommend is Rob and I would each write each other a check, a large check. It can't be $10, but let's just say we were going to write each other a check for $1,000. And I made a check out to Rob St. John. And I wrote you that check, Rob, for $1,000. And I told you, listen, if there ever comes a day where I don't do what it is that I say I'm going to do in order to hit my goals, I don't want you to ask me anything. I just want you to cash that check. And I would do the same thing for Rob. There's a high level of accountability where there is no question about it that you've got that partner in your office or in your company where you guys write each other a check and you make that agreement upfront, signed in writing that says if you don't do X, Y, and Z, and that might be prospect for 2 hours, knock 20 doors, call past clients, whatever it is going to be, if you don't do that, the other person automatically gets to cash the check. So that's one thing to consider. Let me just see here. Any questions? Any questions on that? I think you guys would all agree with me. Let me just shut that down. Okay. All right. So let's move on to number 2 because I don't want to be here all night, but I want to make sure I answer all of your questions. So let me just see here. Okay. So number 2. So now on top of being 1099 independent contractors, we have no lead generation strategy at all. We come into this business, we have, and we think that the people that we know will be enough to support our future growth in this business, and we have no business plan, no lead generation, we have no way of getting business. This is the part, you guys, that I'm really concerned with. I'm concerned with this because every time I talk to somebody about getting into real estate, and people, I probably talk to at least 5 to 10 people a week that are looking to actually get into real estate, and because they think it's so sexy. And the question that I always ask, and I need you guys to ask people that are coming to you talking about getting into real estate, how are you going to get business? What's your lead generation strategy? How do you actually plan to get new clients? You should watch their faces. They look at you like, what in the world, Brandon, are you talking about? They believe that they go get a license, they become a realtor, and automatically, I don't know how it happens, but they believe, well, doesn't just business come? Doesn't your brokerage just give you leads? How many of you out there, make a comment below, how many of you out there get 100% of your business fed to you by the brokerage you work for? Meaning they give every single deal to you, you just come in and you get your listing appointments handed to you. How many of you are out there? Please comment below. And if you are like most of us, the answer to that is 0. The answer to that question is we come into our brokerage and we don't get any leads. We are independent contractors, just like I talked about in step number or in the first point. And with being an independent contractor, it's your responsibility to grow your business. So with point number 2, which is again having no lead generation strategy, get a plan, get a mentor, get a coach, find out what type of income you want to earn, find somebody who's getting that or earning that income, finding out how they do it, and then create a lead generation strategy that's going to give you some consistent lead flow in your business. So you can take away one of the biggest problems that we have in real estate, which is leads. We don't have enough leads. I always hear that. We don't have enough leads. Okay, so what questions do you guys have about lead generation? Anything out there, you just let me know. All right, I'm going to move on to my notes and point number 3. So point number 3, again, this is another big one. So we have problem number 1, we have no accountability, which we need to get some accountability, whether that means hire a coach, partnering with your broker, partnering with an agent in your office. That's number 1. Number 2 is no lead generation strategy. So get one. And if you don't know how, reach out for help, and I'll walk you through a simple lead generation strategy that will feed you leads for the rest of your career in real estate. Number 3 problem that I see why real estate agents are failing out of the business, and maybe this is their fault and maybe it isn't. They don't understand they're getting into a sales business. They don't understand they're getting into a business where you have to become a high-level communicator, a person of influence. They don't understand that. And people by the hundreds of thousands are getting into real estate with no business background, no sales background, no communication background, and they are shocked when they get into this business. And so what happens is they get into this business, they don't understand it's a sales business, and so you ask them, hey, when you get in front of a potential client, whether that be a referral or a lot of people hope that their friends and family are going to feed them, when you get in front of somebody and they want to sell their home, what is it that you're going to actually say? And again, you get the deer in headlights. Well, I don't really know what I'm going to say. Maybe some of you that are mentoring some agents have asked that same question. And those are maybe some of the types of answers you're getting. Well, what are you going to say when you get in front of people? To ask somebody to actually sit down with me and call it a role play, I don't care what you call it, practicing your craft. Because this is a craft. This is a profession. And we need to start thinking about this as a profession. Just like being a doctor, just like being a lawyer, just like being a professional athlete, we've got to practice our craft. The problem is when I ask somebody to practice their craft with me, oh, that's too uncomfortable. Oh, I feel stupid. I don't know what to say. And so they would rather practice on their potential clients, which is even scarier. So number 3 is they don't understand that it's a sales business. So that's a huge, huge issue. So let's keep rocking and rolling because this last one I'm going to spend a lot of time on because it is by far, more so than the other 3, by far the biggest epidemic going across the real estate industry like crazy and putting people out of business like you have never seen before. And that is, you could call it a couple different things. That is the lack of consistency, the shiny object syndrome, and being all over the place. Here's what it looks like. And all of you know exactly what I'm talking about. This is agents going from one thing to another, to another, to another, because we are addicted to instant gratification. And when we don't get that instant outcome that we say we desire, we turn around and say, that thing doesn't work. I'm going to go try another thing. Well, if you don't take anything away but what I'm about to say from this entire thing, take this away because this is the biggest takeaway of the night. Pick one thing in real estate and do it for a good length of time, 9, 12, 18, 24 months, and have the guts to say no to everything else. All you should be focused on is your database and maybe 1 or 2 tops other lead generation strategies, and you should be saying no to everybody and everything else. And that is what you need to become a master of. Becoming a master of being polite by saying no. Because this is the biggest problem that I see in real estate by far. We try door knocking, and we door knock 300 doors in a week. And we get 2 leads, and we say, oh, that was a waste of time. That doesn't work. Then we try to cold call. And then we try expireds, and then we try for sale by owners, and then we try Zillow leads, and then we try this, and then we try that. It's always a new gadget. It's always a new thing. Pick 1 or 2 things and stick with that over time. Anything and all things in real estate work. They all work. Cold calling works. Door knocking works. Working expired listings works. Farming a neighborhood works with direct mail. For sale by owners works. All of those things work. They just don't work instantaneously. It takes what we call the accumulation effect for you to see the actual result in real estate. If you are thinking about getting into real estate or you're in real estate and you're trying a different lead generation tactic, it's going to take a good 3 to 6 months for you to start to see any type of results, as long as you are taking consistent action every single day. Everyone is looking for that magic pill, and I show this bracelet to some people, but what my bracelet says, and you might be able to read it, you might not. What this bracelet says is consistent action is the magic pill you're looking for. That's what it says. We're all looking for the next, thing that we don't know. We're looking for, like, what do I don't know that all these other real estate agents know, why they're succeeding at a high level and I'm not? You guys, there's nothing that you don't know. You know how to do it. All that you're seeing is you're looking at somebody. What you don't see when you look at somebody's results, number one, you should not be competing against other people's results. You should be competing against your business plan. That's another topic. When you look at another person's results and you envy those results, you don't understand what it was like getting those results. As an example, you guys all know that I focus on for sale by owners. What you don't see is the last, call it 12, 18, 24 months of me calling for sale by owners every single day. Every single day. And for about 12 to 18 months, it was 7 days a week that I called for sale by owners. And I accrued a massive database of for sale by owners. If you were with me this morning, just in my Monday follow-up folder, I probably had 60 or 70 for sale by owners on expired listings and circle prospecting leads that I've talked to over the last 6, 9, 12, 18 months. Whether I met with them, had a good conversation, I sent them my resume, and I had 40 or 50 of those just for today, just in lead follow-up. And so what will cause success for you in this business, more so than anything else, is focusing on your database, which is a whole nother topic, and 1 or 2 lead generation tactics and saying no to everything else, going deep, not wide, going deep and understanding and becoming a master of 1 or 2 things and saying no to everything else. So I just rambled on and talked about a lot of different things, but I cannot urge you enough. Pick 1 or 2 main lead generation tactics or strategies and focus on those things and just have the guts to be polite and say no to everything else. We are constantly being sold to as real estate agents. If you have ever been sold to, make a comment below and say, I've been sold to, or give me a like, or give me a thumbs up. We're constantly being sold to. We're always, everyone's always trying to come up with the shiny new thing. This little widget or gadget is going to make you rich in 24 hours. When you wake up, there's going to be 16 listing appointments in your inbox. It's just not the case. Believe me, take my word for it. I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars, wasted hundreds of thousands of dollars on everything that you can think of. I tried every trick gadget, and what it pained me to learn was nothing got me more results than having conversations with homeowners day in and day out. Nothing got me more results than that. And I had to go through, I feel like I had to go on a journey to find that out, but I'm trying to save you time, frustration, tons of money, and let you know that everything works. Just pick 1 or 2 and say no to everything else. So what questions do you guys have for me tonight? Let me just see what we've got here. Rob, got to run, little one to bed. Yep, no problem, brother. Thank you for being on with us tonight. What's up, Kevin? Let's see. What's up, Tom? What questions you guys have? Hi, Angie. Thanks for watching. Angie is our broker manager at my office, and she is an amazing leader. So you guys should definitely reach out to her if you're in the Metro Detroit area. So shout out to you. What else do you guys need help with? I'm going to stay on for just a couple more minutes, answer some questions. I think there's a couple of you guys still on here. Make sure that in this link, in this post, if you saw a link below my post, make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can see my live event next Monday night, where I'm going to be walking you and hundreds, maybe thousands of real estate agents all over the country, my for sale by owner strategy. So make sure that you just hit that subscribe button really quick. No other questions. No other questions. So again, I wanted to do this because I've had the I guess I've had the fortune of training and coaching and talking to so many people, whether they're getting into the business or been in the business. And I walked you through the four things that you can take away from tonight's session, and you can know what to avoid, what to focus on, what not to focus on, so that you can succeed in this business. This business is an amazing business. It's a great business. It's a simple business. We just have to stop complicating it and stop making it harder than it has to be. What's up, Kevin? What's going on, brother? How you doing? I know Kevin's a student in my For Sale by Owner training program, doing some big things. What's up, Craig? All right, I'm going to give it just a minute. Let's see. Hey, Jason, I appreciate you watching, man. I'm glad that you're finding value. Let me know, Jason, too. I know you come on every Monday night. Let me know if there's a topic you want me to discuss in the further Q&A sessions. I know next month I'm going to be talking about marketing versus prospecting. I'm going to have Ricky Carruth on, I think, mid-April. And we're going to be talking about circle prospecting. So that'll be cool. But no, man, so just send me a message and let me know if there's a specific topic you want me to discuss. Angie, anything you want me to discuss? Let's see what that does. All right, well, I'm going to, anything else you guys need me to discuss tonight, let me know. If not, I'm gonna drop off. Tonight was my first night of basketball coaching for my daughter, so that was interesting. I'm going through a learning curve, right? I want to go out there and be the best coach possible for my daughter's basketball team. But listen, I've never coached 8, 9, 10-year-old girls before, so I've got to go through that learning process. It's like starting real estate all over again. Jody, hi Jody, what's going on, girl? Thanks for jumping on. Thanks for all your help. You're so right, it's almost painful. Hey, listen, Jody, you're not the only one. We are all going through this together. That's why I created this group. Jody, I created this group for you, for people just like you who are going through what we're all going through. You are not alone in this business. And I think what we have to try and do is do some more collaboration, get part of some more mastermind groups, reach out for help, understand what it is that people are doing in this business to succeed at a high level, and then making peace with the fact that, wow, there is no magic in real estate. It wasn't like the TV show I watched on, Bravo, $1 Million Listing. It wasn't like that. You don't get an automatic Ferrari when you graduate class and you pass your test and you go start selling $10 million homes in LA. It's hard work. It's hard work, but it's a simple business. It's a simple business. So Jody, I appreciate you being part of the group and joining in. Angie, I covered it all. Geez, I think there's so much to cover. I think a lot of these real estate agents are going through so many things right now. It's just, I just want to be able to try to be a resource for these agents to get them to help them, because I think we all got in this business because we had a dream, we had a passion, we had an excitement at one point in time that caused us to leave that safe corporate job, and I want to try to ignite that back in people. So Jody, let me ask you this, just since you popped on, if you're still on, what would you say your biggest struggle is in real estate right now? I'll have you, and that goes for everybody. What's your biggest struggle right now in selling real estate? Put a comment below. Let's talk about that for just a second. Kevin O'Keefe, what is your biggest struggle right now? Who else is on here? Craig, are you on here still? What's your biggest struggle? Let's see, what do we got? Angie, what's your biggest struggle? Give that just a minute, and then we'll get into some more dialogue. Andrea, you out there? What's your biggest struggle? Andrea is a really, really high-level listing transaction coordinator. She's doing amazing things. So we can talk about that too. Let's see, what do we got? All right, here we go. So Miles, what's up, Miles? Time blocking. Yeah, listen, we have a problem with time blocking because we have no accountability. So I don't know if you saw me talk about that earlier on. So Miles, if you and I were partners in our office, maybe we would write each other a check for $500 each and say, listen, We want to time block 2 hours out of the day to do X, to do Y, whatever our thing is. FSBOs, expireds, door knocking, Zillow leads, whatever it is. And if you don't follow through on that time block, I'm cashing your $500 check. So my recommendation for you, Miles, is find an accountability partner. Get some accountability around time blocking and treat time blocking. Miles, here's a question for you. If you had a $500,000 listing appointment that told you, as long as you're here on time, I will pay you 6.5% commission to sell my home, would you be late? No, you wouldn't. So hopefully that helps. All right, so Jody, you said actually picking up the phone. So this is one of the things that we all struggle with, picking up the phone. Here's what I would say to you, Jody, as far as somebody new that's never been on telephone sales before. How can I put this that you haven't heard before? I would say to you, if you were sitting right here in my office with me, I would tell you that the thing that will help you the most is being, and this is, you've probably heard this before, but there's no other better way to put it, being comfortable with that feeling of being uncomfortable. And knowing, Jody, this is right to you, knowing that on the other side of feeling uncomfortable is everything that you want in real estate. So that's directly to you. I'm looking directly in the camera. Hopefully we're making, good contact there, but I'm hoping that resonates. That goes for everybody watching tonight. What makes us most uncomfortable, that we fear the most, right on the other side of that feeling is everything we want. I will tell you guys with 100% certainty that me doing this video right now is super uncomfortable for me. It is not comfortable, but I feel like this is, I have a duty to give back to all of you. But listen, this is not comfortable for me, but I know that when I feel that being uncomfortable, that I'm growing. And Jody, and for everybody else, every time we go and try to make phone calls and we don't, your fear grows. Your fear grows, and you're not allowing yourself to grow. So fail forward. Be okay with making mistakes. You're going to make a ton of phone calls. That's the best way to get good. Make a ton of phone calls, Jody. Just enjoy the journey. You're going to go through, time's going to go by no matter what anyways. Just have some fun and enjoy the journey of just messing it up, of just failing, of just getting hung up on, not knowing what to say, being embarrassed. Just enjoying that journey and that process of growth, okay? All right. Jason, I must quit. You must quit your full-time job. So Jason, I'd love to talk to you more about that. I've got a lot of recommendation around, people that have a full-time job. And as long as you have a strategy, Jason, around things we were talking about before, you've got some accountability or a coach who's someone who's going to push you and hold you accountable to the things you say you want to do. You've got a lead generation strategy put in place in a business plan. I would say, go for it, man. This is a great business. Not sure why. Jody says, not sure why. All I did in my previous line of work was talk to people. I'm great at it. Makes no sense. So again, Jody, I think for you right now is getting out there and just failing. I think you're so attached to the outcome. That's the other thing why we have such a problem with the phone is we will make an hour worth of phone calls and get nothing out of it. And we think that was a failure because we're attached to some type of outcome. I think you've got to really immerse yourself into maybe a week or two of just complete lead generation. I mean, really, really try to go crazy with it and expect nothing in return. That will also help your mindset. Try that, Jody, and let me know what your thoughts are. All right, Kevin, getting new business. So Kevin, listen, I mean, leads and new business, believe it or not, is no longer the problem in this business. The problem is, like I said earlier, is picking one or two lead generation strategies and sticking with it forever, and never stopping. And you will see a constant growth with new business in your business. The problem is, like I just said, We pick one thing. The reason why you and me and everybody else has a problem with getting new business is because we're trying probably too many different things. There's not a level of consistency there, or maybe it's a skill issue. You let me know what the biggest problem is. Kevin, my biggest struggle is staying consistent, right? I mean, that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing is the consistency, you guys. That's the number one epidemic that I see in this business is we start something and then there's no consistency around it. We'll do something for 90 days, have great success, make a lot of money, and then we get complacent and we stop. So again, goes back to getting a coach or somebody who's going to hold you accountable. We need some accountability in this business. I don't know if there's a way to be W-2'd. I'm not sure, but somebody said it earlier. We would just fire ourselves if with the way a lot of us behave. Angie, really focusing on my 4 pillars of business and not getting sucked into busy work. Man, I love it. I think a lot of us get confused. We come in the office and we do a bunch of stuff, but don't get confused being busy versus being productive. It's not the same thing. It is not the same thing. Messing around in your CRM for 6 hours, making sure that all your email campaigns are like perfect, like that's busy. That's not very productive. All right. So either you feel you'll grow. Yeah. What's up, Emily? Thanks for joining. So anything else out there that I can answer for you guys? Anything at all? So I'm going to keep going. But again, next Monday night, as you go through the week, you can count on this every Monday night to bring questions that came up over the past week. Maybe you went to a listing appointment and someone asked you something or said something to you and you didn't know how to answer. Bring those questions to this night. Maybe you're struggling with a certain thing in your business. Maybe you're questioning, am I at the right company or not? That's a big question. Am I getting the right training and guidance and coaching and leadership that I need? There's a lot of things out there. So bring those to Monday night live Q&A. All right, let's see what else we got. Cindy, hi Cindy. Good to hear from you. My problem is when I get 6 deals one month, then business goes up and down. Here's why. Because we get the business and then we are so obsessive over that business that all the stuff we did to get this business, Cindy, goes down. Let me give you an example. It's everybody's been through it. We will call expired listings for 90 days. We'll list 10 of them. And then once we have 10 listed and under contract, we want to babysit those things to death. And we spend all of our time doing that. And then all of the time spent calling expireds goes away. So what I recommend is you have to time block. Do the problems in the transaction, are they there in the afternoons? Absolutely. They don't go anywhere. So if the problem's going to be there anyway, why can't you do it in the afternoon and spend the morning focused on future consistent business? No matter what, I'm going to get up. I'm going to do something physical. I'm going to work on my mindset. I'm going to go to the office. I'm going to generate new leads and new business for my future so I don't have to do the ups and down roller coaster ride like every other agent across the world. And then after 11 or 12 o'clock, I'm going to work on all the crap, all the fires, all the emails, all the voicemails, all that stuff. So hopefully that helps you, Cindy. But I think it comes down to time blocking. So it's great to have those deals under contract, but it doesn't feel very good when they all close and you look up at the whiteboard and you got nothing. What's up, Mr. Tillier? Welcome back. Hey, Mark. All right. So if we don't have anything else, I might shut it down, give you guys another minute or two to ask me anything about your real estate business. Anything at all. Emily, what's working in your business? I know you work on a lot of referrals. You are somebody who I respect a ton. You had a really, really good last year, and you probably have a better year this year. But let us know what's working for you. Let's see. Mr. Gittins, what's up, David? It's been a while. Good to hear from you, my friend. All right, I'm going to shut it down for tonight if we don't have anything else. Tomorrow, me and Greg McDaniel are going to be doing our live for sale by owner show. So if you are like me and you're going after for sale by owners, that's going to be on what time? I think 4:30 Pacific. What is that? 4, 5, 6, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, 7:30. Me and Greg McDaniels during our live for sale by owner show. And again, make sure you don't miss my first ever live YouTube event. It is a week from today. I'm going through my entire for sale by owner strategy. And at the end of that, I'm giving everybody my for sale by owner script that I use to set a for sale by owner appointment every single day. If you guys are with me this morning, you saw me set an appointment live. That happens almost every single day. And if it doesn't happen every day, it averages it out, 4 or 5 appointments set every single week. All right, T. Yeah, brother. Have a good night. All right, Mark, we'll have to catch that. You guys are great. Hey, man, thank you for tuning in. We just, again, want to provide you as much value in your business as we possibly can provide. That's the only goal here. All right, well, listen, I'm going to shut it down for tonight. I'll see you guys later this week. If there's something that pops up during the week that you do need help with, of course, you can reach out. You can post in this group, and whatever you need, me or somebody else in this group will respond to you and get you the help that you need so that you can continue to grow your business in 2018. And again, appreciate your guys' continued support, and we'll see you guys real soon.